The cost of IT in business can be staggering. From hardware and software expenses to services like internet and phone, you don't need to spend a fortune on IT to succeed. If your organization spends more than $500 monthly on any service, or you're considering signing a long-term contract, IT Enabled can help you manage your technology and minimize your costs. Contact us today to schedule a free consultation. IT Enabled, we're here to help.
Hi, I'm Tara Watson-Watkins, President and CEO of the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Connect podcast, connecting business to the community. I'm here today with my co-host, Blake Polino with BP Media Group.
So in this episode, we talk with Harley McFarlin and Kyle Penney of the East Texas Communities Foundation to really find out what it is that they do and how great this organization is for local nonprofits and the opportunities that they create for people in my area to donate and support to these nonprofits with their East Texas Giving Day. So we'll have more information about that in the episode, so let's get into that now.
We're excited today to be visiting with representatives from East Texas Communities Foundation. We've got Harley McFarlin and Kyle Penney. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Glad to have you. Why don't you both tell the listeners kind of who you are, your background, and then we'll get into what you do on a daily basis.
Me go? Okay. Hi, I'm Holly McFarlin. I'm the PR director for East Texas Communities Foundation. I've been there 7+ years. It took me the first 3 years to really digest what we do. Part of my responsibilities are to do our internet, as far as our website is concerned. I do all of our communications, our annual report, newsletters, those kind of things, and then try to keep Kyle as busy as possible.
And I'm Kyle Penney. I'm the president and CEO of the East Texas Communities Foundation. I've been there 15 years now, and it's a fantastic opportunity. We love being in East Texas. We've got roots in East Texas, so it's nice to be in East Texas, helping generous East Texans with their generosity and supporting local nonprofits.
You know, I say when I think of East Texas, I mean, this is home for me. I was born and raised here, was gone, came back, but the word that comes to my mind is giving. It is the most giving community and supportive community.
Absolutely. It's very generous.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders above other communities this size or regions this size. So there's something about the makeup of East Texas people that just makes them want to look out for one another and try to help their communities. And we're glad to be a part of that.
That's great.
Love that. Well, tell us about the foundation. So kind of give us the high-level view of what the foundation does, kind of what its mission is, how it gets its funding. Give us the whole story of kind of what it is.
Yeah, so very similar to Holly, who didn't know what a community foundation was when she came here. I didn't either. So you have to learn a little bit about what this vehicle is. So a communities foundation is a public charity. The best analogy is to describe a private foundation, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, for example, is set up by one family using their money to do the kinds of things that they want to do. It's all charitable, but a community foundation is different. A community foundation seeks lots of different people and tries to help each of them achieve their charitable objective. So instead of having one family behind what we're doing, we've got 400 plus funds under our one umbrella organization. So it's 400 families or 400 individuals that have got something on their mind that they're trying to accomplish charitable, and the community foundation is a vehicle to help them get that done.
Awesome. So when you're sourcing these together, kind of what's the reason for these joining your foundation as opposed to starting their own? Are they maybe smaller resources that wouldn't maybe warrant creating their own foundation?
Yeah, it's a variety of different reasons. One would be small enough that you don't want to try to run your own foundation. The kind of the rule of thumb is you need about $10 million to start your own foundation. But you could do it cheaper if you had to, but it's convenience. So even if you wanted to and could afford to create your own private foundation, you may not necessarily want to run that thing,
right?
Because there's lots of regulations, there's tax returns you have to file and things like that. So operating under the umbrella of a community foundation, we handle some of that administrative activity and allow the donor to concentrate on the giving that they want to do.
That's great.
Yeah. the giving is the feel good part. We do all the admin on the back end.
Yeah.
So they get to do all the fun stuff, and we just do all the paperwork.
We do the audits.
But
and
you
tax
make it
returns.
work.
We do, and it's fun. We like to help them. We have a great donor stewardship team, and they help the donor know what is going on in their community. We like to stay informed with our local nonprofits, and so we work really hard to inform our donors about what's going on in the community.
So how do the nonprofits find out about you?
So so the kind of the two groups that we serve are individuals, like we just spoke about. Individuals come to us, they're trying to accomplish something from a charitable perspective, either during their lifetime or after they're gone. They want to leave resources to continue to support charitable causes. And then the other group we serve is the nonprofits. So what we do for nonprofits is kind of twofold. One is we manage funds for them. So if you're a nonprofit, a small nonprofit running a food pantry or an education program or literacy program, you may not be all that interested or capable necessarily, or want to spend your time and resources on managing an endowment. If somebody wants to set up an endowment for your organization, so Communities Foundation handles those types of endowments. So we've got about 100 different nonprofits that have endowment funds with us, so they can focus on their mission and use their time and attention and effort to fundraising for their organization and accomplishing their tasks. The other thing we do for nonprofits is East Texas Giving Day.
Right.
So we're in lucky 7 year. 2022 is going to be our 7th year to run East Texas Giving Day, and that's a little bit different animal. So it's not quietly behind the scenes managing endowment for somebody. It's more bold, out front, doing a fundraiser, trying to draw attention to local charities to help support everything that they're doing. So anybody that's a charitable organization in East Texas can participate, and we start marketing to them in the fall. So we can pull a list down from the IRS of all the charities in the 32 counties we serve and start telling them about East Texas Giving Day. And then Holly starts the training and the kickoff in early January. It's a big effort, but the whole intention of it is to draw awareness to our nonprofits, help them do some annual fundraising, but help them find new donors as well.
Yeah. And one of my favorite benefits of the event is, yes, the nonprofits are raising money, and we're helping them do that by, raising the awareness through the media partners that we have. But it's the education value that we bring to it, because that's one of our strong suits that we bring, is that we like to educate not only our donors, but the nonprofits to be better stewards of what they're doing. So along with Giving Day, we provide them with some education opportunities, which include social media, donor stewardship. We do just how to create a better campaign, and those skills that they learn, that capacity training is all free with participation. But it can help them outside of their Giving Day campaigns to be better at what they're doing and build those skills that'll help them have better fundraisers over the course of the years.
That's right.
For example, we do East Texas Giving Day in April, the last Tuesday in April. But there's also kind of a national group that tries to do something similar called Giving Tuesday, that Tuesday that follows Black Friday, that follows Cyber Monday in November, December timeframe. So all the skills that they pick up to do a good job on East Texas Giving Day, they can turn around and apply on Giving Tuesday in December, and then any other fundraising efforts that they have throughout the year, just being able to manage their social media better so they can stay in touch with their donors.
And, COVID really forced some of these skills front and center. So, we had been skipping along doing East Texas Giving Day since 2016, and then 2020, that came fast. And so this event being virtual allowed those organizations that had to cancel everything in the spring of 2020 an opportunity to do fundraising. It was a great lifeline. And those skills that they have learned, I think they've really been able to implement in their fundraising campaigns, because the past 2 years have been so up and down with what people can and can't do, and gathering in public spaces. So the event provides them with the things they need to be successful and to continue to provide for those the services for those individuals that they serve.
And it's completely safe no matter what variant
Correct.
of the flu or virus is
That's
out
right.
there.
That's right.
You can do everything from the comfort of your own home with your smartphone in your hand. There's so many people. I think the numbers keep increasing of people that are doing everything on their smartphones.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was in 2020, it was 2020 when we first saw the surge switch. Over 50% of the transactions happen on a smartphone. It was last year that it exceeded 60.
Right. Really.
So things are happening from the palm of your hand more and more and more,
Absolutely.
and especially being charitable.
That's right. Now, with your nonprofits, do they all have to be 501c3s? Do you do C6s? What do you do?
No, it's all 501c3s.
Okay.
So the community foundation is a C3. So we're a public charity. So in order for us to receive the money and grant it back out, it also has to be another public charity that we're granting to. So that's the first step in the process. So if a nonprofit hears about us, they can log on and they'll give us a little bit of information, and our staff will look them up and make sure that they're the right type of charity to participate. The other thing is geographic area. So we need them to either be located in or serving one or more of the 32 counties in our East Texas region. That goes all the way up to Texarkana, over to Paris, down to Lufkin, Angelina County, and over to Leon County.
Okay. So, as someone who likes to give, can I choose a charity that my money goes towards, or does it all go into a pot and then get divided up?
Oh, you're going
Separately.
to love the way that
Okay.
works. It's basically the Amazonification
Okay.
of charitable giving. So
I love that.
With all the organizations that participate, you can go on that one site, easttexasgivingday.org, and select each one of the charities that you want to receive and determine what dollar amount you
Nice.
want them to get. So if you're interested in animal charities, you can search for animal charities. If you're interested in charities that have a Lufkin address, you can look for Lufkin-based charities.
Okay.
So you can kind of do your shopping.
So you can filter it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
you can filter it and you can do your shopping and you can do kind of one transaction. So you can pick 3 or 4 different charities, 3 or 4 different amounts, and do it all in one transaction.
That's great.
Yeah,
You
last year
make it easy.
Last year we had 25 organizations. So like, whenever someone goes and fills their shopping cart, you can say, I want an animal charity and I want a food, someone that's doing food services and blah, blah, blah. And go through all that. And then at the end, when you check out, it's like you said, one transaction. We had several individuals that did that with 25 separate nonprofits. So like you said, the Amazonification, they went in, loaded up their shopping cart with all their favorite peoples and checked out at one time. And it's
That's great.
It's very exciting to know that you can go on and do that all. And convenience, the donors love it for the convenience of it.
And then what really makes East Texas Giving Day work is you could do that quietly in your own home. But what we want you to do when you do a transaction like that is then turn around and share that with your friends. You don't have to share with your friends, I gave $32 to the food bank. You don't have to share the dollar amount, but we do want you to share, get on your social media platforms and share that, hey, this was a charity that's important to us and our family gave to it this year.
That's right.
That's what's different about East Texas Giving Day from just normal annual giving. Normal annual giving is kind of a silent event, like passing the plate at church. It just kind of quietly happens. You get a mailer in your mailbox. You consider whether you want to support that charity. You write a check, send it in. This is different. We want you to give something to the organizations that are important to you and then crow about it. Tell your friends that you gave, and that attracts new people. So maybe somebody that hasn't given to one of your favorite charities before, just the idea that you gave to that and the respect that they have for you and the friendship they have with you makes someone else want to check that organization out. What are they doing? And maybe I ought to give to them too if my friend gave. So that's what makes it kind of ramp up on that day.
That's great.
So talk to us about working with the foundation. So you want nonprofits to be able to come to you, and what type of people you're looking to work with it, and how can people get involved with that?
Yeah, so again, kind of 2 different audiences. One is individuals. So the way individuals find us is through their professional advisors.
Okay.
We had a consultant talk to us one time and said, 90% of the people that use a community foundation to set up one of these charitable funds are referred to us through their professional advisor, their investment advisor, their estate planning attorney, or their CPA. The other 10% are referred to us by people who are referred to us by their professional advisor. So it really comes back down to those professionals. So we spend a lot of time making sure that local professionals know what the community foundation is and how it can serve their clients. And then we're available to take those calls when they say, hey, I've got a client that's a pretty significant donor, and they've got an event that's happening in their life this year, and they're charitable, and is there some way you can make that work out? Or somebody that's working on an estate plan or a will, and they've got some charitable intent, and as they describe that to their professional advisor, a light bulb goes off, and their professional advisor thinks, hey, this might be it's not just a simple transaction. Hey, this person wants to give $5,000 to their church when they pass away. They want to do something more complex, and the community foundation usually gets called in to help try to listen to that donor and understand what they want to try to accomplish, and then see if one of our fund types fits what they're trying to do. They may want to set up a fund that lasts forever. Beyond them. So there's ways to do that. You can endow your favorite charity forever. The other group, again, that we work with is the nonprofit organization. So again, nonprofits find us through board members or an executive director or a donor to one of those organizations that says, hey, I think it's time for us as an organization to start talking about planned giving or to start building an endowment. And hopefully somebody in the group will say, hey, why don't you call the community foundation? Let's see how they can help.
Yeah.
And we're glad to do that because we're serving so many organizations. We're already running an endowment pool, so we'd love to have organizations jump on board and be a part of that, and we can save them a lot of time and effort and energy that they would otherwise have to do to create that on their own.
That's right. Well, it's a phenomenal organization, and you always see all the social media blasts coming through during the springtime, and but let's talk about money. So, doesn't matter if you give $5 or $1 million, just give. Is that right?
Right. So, East Texas Giving Day, Holly, you can talk about what the minimums are.
The minimum on East Texas Giving Day is $10
Okay.
through the site. So any donor can log on and give $10 to a charity or as many charities as they want, but $10 is the minimum. There is no max. We still have a little bit of time left for nonprofits to register. So if someone's out there and they're listening to this and they want to participate.
Well, and let me stop you because probably by the time, so our listeners know, by the time this airs, it'll be in April.
Oh, okay.
But you can sign up for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then the exciting part then, you can still give. So starting on April 4th is our early giving window. And so donors can log on and sort and shop and find all their favorite nonprofits that they want to support up until midnight on the 26th. Giving Day this year happens on April 26th, and it's from 6 a.m. until midnight. That's the actual game day performance. It's the Super Bowl of all of this. And so up until then, you'll see a lot of ramped up communications from our nonprofits as they try to build awareness.
The other thing that's interesting about the way the website is built at easttexasgivingday.org, that search functionality is available year-round. So as organizations sign up this year, they're kind of populating that database with all the charitable organizations around East Texas that want to participate. And then even after Giving Day, after April 26th, you can still go to that site and search by animal charities, by education charities, by healthcare charities, by cities, by counties, and find out more information and have some links that will direct you right back to that organization. You can't give through the site on that time, but you can still learn a lot about charities and find the links to get directly to them to make additional gifts throughout the year.
That's right.
It's a great resource at the end of the year. We have a lot of donors that will reach out to us and say, how do I know what's going on in, say, Angelina County? Then we'll direct them to the East Texas Giving Day portal so they can, like you said, click through to the nonprofits that are in this area.
That's right. And so many of those nonprofits are always looking for new board members. So if you have a passion for one of those nonprofits and you want to learn more about them and you want to find out how you can give, not just monetarily wise, but what are other ways that I can give? Call the nonprofits and let them visit with you about what they do on a daily basis because it might be a good fit for you as a board member.
Yeah, and it's definitely the time and talent treasure scenario. East Texas Giving Day also allows that opportunity where when you're searching around on the website, you can volunteer. You can pledge volunteer hours. I think last year we had like 14,000 hours volunteered to nonprofits across our 32 counties.
That's fantastic.
So again, that's another way for last year 258 charitable organizations to get some input from folks that want to get more involved. And then each charity knows exactly what the dollar amount was, exactly who gave to them. It's not like we don't share that data. That data is out there, so they know who their donors are. They know the people that have indicated an interest in volunteering, and they can follow up then and figure out what's a good fit for those individuals. The other thing I want to point out on the website as well, in terms of just information that's shared, in 2020 with COVID, we added the big red box on each site. So if an organization has a critical need, you'll see that right on their landing page on the East Texas Giving Day website. So they can share, hey, in 2022, here's what the pressing need is for us. It shows up right front and center on their page. You can click through a couple of different tabs on their page and learn more about them and get contact information. But they want to share right up front, something if there's something critical going on with them right now.
Awesome. It's a great resource.
It's a wonderful organization. Highly encourage you to mark your calendar for April 26th and give to East Texas.
Where can people learn more about this event if they want to learn more? What is the website that everyone can go to?
Everything you need to know about East Texas Giving Day happens online at easttexasgivingday.org.
Awesome. And we'll include some links to that in the show notes. But I want to thank you so much for giving your time and coming here to share about this organization. Is there anything else that you think our listeners need to know about you and your organization or Giving Day that we haven't covered already?
Well, we're just always glad to help. So we are not working on commission. We're a nonprofit organization. So we're objective in terms of our perspective on the charities. So we don't have any favorites. They're all our favorites. So we'd love to provide that perspective for donors and professional advisors that are thinking through, how do I accomplish this particular charitable objective? We love to talk to you about that. There's no harm, no foul. Nobody's going to twist your arm, try to make you give. We want to see if there's some way that the Community Foundation is able to help individuals and organizations accomplish their charitable goals. So we'd love to help.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you so much for listening to the podcast this week. Please go check this organization out. Please go check out East Texas Giving Day. We'll provide the links to this in the show notes. And if you'll do us a huge favor, if you'll rate and review the podcast wherever you're listening, that just helps other people find the podcast that might be interested in this sort of information. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.